The main goal of the initiating phase is to get everyone on the same page and to provide direction as a leader. If everyone has a slightly different idea of what is expected, you can begin experiencing scope creep. Scope creep happens when a project starts getting off track and grows into something that is extremely hard to manage. It can also lead to missing milestones by a mile down the road. One little misconception of the project can have a huge impact in the end. For example, when I'm doing land navigation, I draw a line on a map from where I am to where I want to go and get something called an azimuth. An azimuth is a number between 1 and 360 and tells me which direction to go. When I first start walking, if I am off by 1 degree, I won't notice a big difference, but when I approach a mile, I'll be off by 100 feet. This may not sound like a big difference, but when you're looking for something the size of a tiki torch, the impact can be detrimental. The same concept applies for projects. One little misconception can throw you over on budgeting or time in a big way. So how do we ensure everyone is on the same page? The first things that you need to do is get a clear, concise scope statement, and to do this, you need to determine who the stakeholders are. These are simply the people that will be involved with or impacted by the project. This gives you a clear idea of who you will have around you. Next, and most importantly, you need to find the key stakeholders. These are the most important people and the ones that you will be consulting before, during, and after the project. It can sometimes be confusing to determine who the key stakeholders are, but there is a method that you can use to help, and it's called the DANCE method. This is a thinking tool that helps you determine who to look for. D represents decisions, in other words, who controls the decisions being made. A represents authority, who is the person that can grant permissions. N represents needs, who needs to be notified and updated on impact events. C represents connections. As the project goes on, it is important to know who you can go to that has access to funding and resources. E represents energy. These are the people that can impact the energy and environment for the people involved in the project. When you have a clear list of all the key stakeholders, you need to consult with each one, preferably as a group, and receive clear guidance. Sometimes it may be hard to get access to all the decision makers at once, so make sure you can explain the importance of the project that you're working on. If their time is still hard to get, have a meeting with those you can get. You have to make the best use of your time and theirs, so you need to be organized. Before the discussion starts, make sure you send out an email that confirms the date and time and an agenda for the conversation. This will help streamline and make things as efficient as possible. Have a set amount of time for the meeting and keep from going overboard. 2 things that I never conducted a meeting without were recorders and timekeepers. Having a recorder can help you write out key points and to summarize the meeting for those that couldn't attend, and timekeepers are vital to keep you moving on schedule. During the meeting, some of the main questions you need answered are: what is the purpose of the project? What is the desired result? What defines success and failure? And what exclusions and limitations exist? Never assume that you know what people are thinking. Remember the 1 degree difference over a mile? When you can get everyone on the same page with their answers, develop a scope statement that everyone is in agreement with. When the meeting is done, type up a summary, reiterate the scope statement, send it out to the key stakeholders for a final acknowledgement, and document it. By getting everybody's confirmation, you can accurately budget time and resources while holding stakeholders accountable. This phase sounds like a lot, but once you get the hang of identifying people, bringing everyone together, and receiving clear guidance, it becomes easier. Next, we will talk about Phase 2, planning.